In the first movie, Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse, the movie ends with Miles Morales defeating the villain, Kingpin, and returning all of the alternate universe Spider-People to their respective dimensions. However, Miles is still struggling with the loss of his own version of Spider-Man, who sacrificed himself to save the multiverse. Miles also discovers that his uncle, Aaron Davis, was the villainous Prowler who was working for Kingpin. This revelation puts a strain on Miles' relationship with his family, as Aaron was his beloved uncle. In the end, Miles attends his new school and sees Gwen Stacy, who he met during his adventure through the multiverse. They share a moment, and Gwen promises to visit him again soon. Miles is shown swinging through the city as the new Spider-Man, with his own unique style and flair. The movie ends with a post-credits scene where Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, arrives in the present day and meets with the original Spider-Man from the movie, Peter B. Parker. Miguel informs Peter that he needs his help to fix a problem in the future before disappearing into a portal. This scene sets up the plot for the next sequel, Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse. This sequel starts with Gwen Stacy's father, George, who is a police captain on Earth 65, and he is unaware that his daughter is Spider-Woman. Gwen lives with George and her mother. Gwen accidentally killed her best friend Peter Parker while he was mindlessly rampaging as the Lizard years ago, and ever since then, the law enforcement has been looking for her. One night, Gwen has a run-in with a version of the Vulture that hails from a parallel dimension with an Italian Renaissance-themed setting. Gwen Stacy is able to bring the Vulture under control with the assistance of Spider-People Miguel O'Hara and Jess Drew, who arrive using portal-generating watches. The confrontation between Gwen and George results in Gwen revealing her true identity. Distraught, he makes an attempt to place her under arrest. Gwen is able to successfully escape through a portal with Miguel and Jess after Miguel reluctantly accepts her application for membership in the Spider Society. Miles Morales is adjusting to life as Spider-Man in Brooklyn on Earth 1610, 16 months after the destruction of the Alchemax Collider. At the same time, he is having trouble getting over his feelings for Gwen and attempting to meet the standards set by his parents. After the explosion caused by the Collider, he comes face to face with the Spot, an Alchemax scientist whose body has been infused with portals. The Spot places the responsibility for his predicament on Miles and admits that, in the process of testing the Collider before it was destroyed, he brought a spider from another universe into theirs. This spider bit Miles. After that, he inadvertently transports himself into a void, and it is there that he discovers how to travel to other worlds that possess the Alchemax Collider so that he might use those to further enhance himself. Gwen makes her way to Earth 1610 in order to rekindle her relationship with Miles while also following the Spot covertly through other universes. Before Gwen is instructed to leave Miles behind by Jess, Miles sees Gwen track the Spot to Mumbattan on Earth 50101 invisibly. Jess then calls and tells Gwen to leave Miles behind. After Gwen makes a portal to Earth 50101, Miles pursues her there and joins up with Spider-Man Pavitt Prabhakar and Hobie Brown to battle the Spot, who has effectively absorbed the power of that world's collider. A vision of Miles' father, Jeff, being murdered by the Spot is seen by both Miles and the Spot before the Spot manages to escape. As the collider disintegrates, Miles saves Pavitter's girlfriend's father, who is a police captain. Nevertheless, Mumbattan is in the process of disintegrating due to the interruption of a canon event. Miles, Gwen, and Hobie are transported to the Society's headquarters at Nueva York on Earth 928, where hundreds of Spider People reside in a large complex. Meanwhile, members of the Spider Society arrive to survey the damage caused by the dimensional aberration. Peter B. Parker and his baby daughter Mayday also make an appearance during their meeting with Miguel and the three of them. Miguel explains to Miles that all of the Spider People are connected in a Spiderverse, that each of their stories has canon events, like as the death of a police captain who was close to Spider-Man, and that deviating from those events poses a risk to the integrity of reality. Miguel also warns Miles not to stray too far from those events. Miguel admits that he tried to replace a deceased version of himself from another reality who had a happy family in order to prevent the destruction of that universe. However, the replacement universe was destroyed. Miles has come to the conclusion that the murder of Jeff by Spot, who will be promoted to the rank of police captain in the next couple of days, is a canon event. Miles is incarcerated by Miguel so that he won't attempt to free Jeff, but Hobie assists Miles in escaping from his cell and then uses a portal to leave the society. A frenetic manhunt through the complex and the city ensues as Miguel gives the command to all of the Spider people to capture Miles. Miles is finally cornered by Miguel, who reveals to him that he was never supposed to become Spider-Man, and that as a result, Earth 42, the world from which Miles' spider originated, does not have a Spider-Man. Miles manages to escape and, with the assistance of Margot Kess/Spiderbite, makes his way back to the dimension he considers to be his own home. As soon as Miguel realizes that Gwen is a risk to the society, he kicks her out and sends her back home. Following their reconciliation, George decides to step down from his position as police captain. Gwen makes the decision to help Miles after receiving the watch that Hobie had left for her to use from him. When Miles returns to his apartment, he tells his mother that he is Spider-Man, despite the fact that she does not recognize the character. After experiencing a glitch, Miles comes to the realization that he is now on Earth 42, a universe in which his late uncle Aaron Davis is still living but Jeff has passed away. In their search for Miles, Miguel, Jess, and Ben Riley/Scarlet Spider travel to Earth 1610 to investigate. Gwen travels through her own personal portal to reach Ben, which she then closes behind them. She then has a conversation with Miles' parents and makes a vow to bring him home, all while Jess listens in on what they are saying to each other. Miles is questioned by Aaron alongside the version of Miles from Earth 42 who has become the Prowler. Gwen gathers a group of people to help her search for Miles, including Peter B., Mayday, Pavitt, Hobie, Margot, Spider-Man Noir, Penny Parker, and Spider-Ham. This happens just as the Spot returns to Earth 1610 and begins his assault on the planet.